never regret to be here tonight with us. Let's go, party is going on.
The certificates over the blockchain, first of all, it's the
All right. Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome to Daniel's Den. Welcome. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. Just depends on where you're at in this awesome world we live in. Want to welcome everybody today. Doing a quick audio check. All right, so we're good on the audio. Thank you guys for joining today, tonight, this afternoon. Just depends on where you're at in this awesome world. Listen, I just finished watching a really cool movie. For those of you guys who do not know, I love sci-fi. I love action movies. My son and I were just watching Free Guy, and I know Mr. Best had mentioned it earlier on that there's always something to glean when you're watching things, right? If you're really paying attention. And that also reminds me of an amazing proverb that says wisdom is everywhere. Wisdom is in the streets. Wisdom is crying out, right? So there's wisdom in every single interaction that you have throughout the day if you are looking for it, right? So success leaves clues, and wealthy people are always looking for those clues, right? So one cool thing, I really enjoyed the movie Free Guy. There's a lot of crazy fun elements. There's a lot of off the top elements too. It was comedic, it was sci-fi-ish, so it caught my attention, right? So it kind of reminds me a little bit of The Matrix, knowing that you're plugged into something, right? You're plugged into something and some things are out of your control, but when you're aware of something and your mindset shifts, then you have an opportunity to see a whole bunch of new opportunities, right? So that's what I'm gleaning from the movie is, hey, listen, there's a mindset, and once something jolts you, right? So this, once again, this is for the dreamers. This is for people who are like, man, I know that there's a better way. There must be a better way, or they want something more from their life, or they're very happy with what they're doing, but they know they want that little extra, like, man, there's something missing. They want that time freedom, that financial freedom. And they're like, how do we get it? In Free Guy, what was really interesting is that he is stuck in this world, and then he has something just bump into him that challenges his routine, shifts his mindset, right? So once that mindset was shifted, boy, oh boy, the world of possibilities start opening up, right? So I'm definitely not gonna throw the whole movie at you today, tonight, this afternoon. That's not the point of what we're discussing right now. Definitely, I'll do a plug that doesn't make me any money like most people do, right? Go see the movie. It was very entertaining. PG-13, right? I got a little person that can't see it, and then I have older kid that's 18, so we and him are just hanging out, chatting and talking about it and watching some of the outtakes and the gags and the reels and stuff like that. So whenever you're doing something you love, it's fun. So it's good to see those gag reels and things like that, see how the actors are interacting with each other. But it was cool too that the director was talking about certain things they did with technology that wasn't available a few years ago, and he talked about being a director, right? And tapping into new technology and tapping into new things. He has to change his mindset, right? To experience new things, and then also to change how he does stuff to be better, right? So he's constantly looking to improve, right? So I love that mindset too that I saw from just the extra footage, extra clips, and just listening to how he was putting together certain scenes. There was a scene in there that really intrigued me, and it just so happened that they broke down that scene in terms of how they did it, blending the sci-fi, blending the effects, blending all of that stuff with reality, how they choreographed it, and then everybody's input on it, right? Because we know movies are not a solo act, just like your success and your mindset is not a solo act, right? Now, what do I mean by that, right? So what I mean by that is very important to know. You know, you want to surround yourself with positive books, positive people, a positive environment, right? Because all those things are going to challenge or upgrade your mindset just depending on where you're at. And it's really interesting to see your growth over time, but then it's also good to see when you get challenged. And once that mind is expanded and stretched, once that new thought drops in, right? I'll give you an example. Mr. Best talks about being financially free. He's been financially free for over 25 years. He's been financially free, actually 26 years exact. But he's been over 26 years financially free. And he says most people have not met someone who's financially free. So therefore, they don't even have a mindset that's open to that possibility. They're used to, and all they know is that routine of go to work, come back home. That's the only way that you could create income, is going to work for someone else, right? So once that mindset is opened up, like, oh man, this gentleman hasn't taken someone's paycheck in over 26 years. You're like, wait a minute, that's a possibility. So that exposes you to a different thought. And once you're exposed to a different thought, your mind will never go back to the same place. It gets stretched, it gets enhanced, right? So that mindset gets challenged, right? That routine gets challenged, and you want to try your best to put yourself in position to challenge and change that routine, challenge that mindset as often as possible, right? There's a book that I've been reading that's been very good at doing that, and it's How People Think, or How Rich People Think, excuse me, by Stephen Siebold. You see it right there. That's an amazing book that's really, really good because it's very clear. There's the comparison. He keeps drawing a comparison, and you can clearly see the mindset of middle class and the mindset of someone who's successful, right? I'm not limiting it just to wealth and riches, because he talks about other things in the book besides just that, right? But you can see the two opposing thoughts, right? You can see both opposing thoughts in this amazing book, How Rich People Think, right? And then you got to draw your own conclusions. Am I going to keep the old thought and the old routine and old mindset, or am I going to come over here to what most wealthy people are thinking? And it's amazing too, because in another amazing book, Think and Grow Rich, it talks a lot about moving and shifting that mindset, right? Successful people and successful things leave clues behind. There's another amazing book, The Richest Man in Babylon, right? It talks about success principles that you can tap into. Think and Grow Rich talks about success principles you can tap into. And once you hear those different mindsets, you will not have the same thought process. It will challenge that mindset for you, right? And especially I love this book because it draws a line. It shows you just clear as day. This is what most people think, the middle class. This is what the wealthy are thinking. This is what the middle class are doing. This is what the successful people are doing. And he has another amazing book called The World Class People also, right? He talks about the world class thinker, right? And he's all about mindset. He's interviewed, taken over 20 years and interviewed successful people and putting their mindset on display, right? So what does this have to do with Free Guy? You're like, Daniel, this is a big old jump, right? But here's the jump, and it's not even that big a jump, because in the movie, of course, like I said, it's a movie, it's sci-fi, it's fun, it's action, it's all of that. But what's really interesting is that something challenged his routine, right? And then because of that, his mind was open to new possibilities. And some people will never have that. He even challenged his friend to join him on that journey, right? To change his mindset. And the friend said, I can't do it, even though it was a one step that the friend had to do. And then, of course, later on, like most people, they joined or connected with him after he was reaching a certain level of success, right? That's a hint, hint, and a clue, clue, right? But that's what most people do, right? They will see that someone is doing something different. They will try and wait until that person reaches a certain level of success that they imagine in their mind, and then maybe they might join them, right? But all the while, that person had that mindset that got challenged, and they're on that success journey, right? And behind me, I have Take the Road Less Traveled. It's an amazing, it comes from an amazing poem that I just love from Robert Frost. And I'm telling you right now, you want to tap into what we're doing because it is definitely the road less traveled. But people have already challenged and walked down that road and have been successful. So even though it's the road less traveled in comparison to the normal mindset and routine of you got to go to work for someone else to create income, still people have been successful and have been able to not just replace their incomes, but also just create extra income. Maybe an extra $500 or $1,000 would be something that helps you alleviate some financial burden and financial stress within your life. I don't know what it is for you, right? But one thing I can guarantee you, we talked about financial freedom. We talked a little bit about the dream, right? We talked about it at the beginning. I don't know what your dream is. Your dream might be financial freedom and debt freedom. Your dream might actually be just to have complete time control, right? My amazing mentor and business partner, Mr. Delco and Mrs. Monisha Delco, enjoying the fruits of their labor, spending quality time with each other. Isn't that crazy? A married couple hanging out together all the time, not having to go separate directions. Because once again, the normal routine says, the normal mindset says, you go that way to create income at your job, and you go this way to go create income at your job. How about a different mindset where they can actually work their business together as a family, as a unit, and spend even more time with each other? That's an option. That's an actual option. Retiring your spouse early is an actual option. Paying off your debt early is an actual option. Removing and getting rid of all debt, that's an option for you. So everybody in sound of my voice, one thing I said before, and I say it again, and it's on the screen. Once your mind is stretched, we have financially free people, we have people creating more income. We have people all over the spectrum, working the business part-time, working it full-time. I mean, there's a whole bunch in between. And there's no fault in any of that because this is what it's designed to do. It's designed to be where you are at right now, wherever your mindset is. Now, based on what we're talking about today, let me go ahead and I'm going to bring up this one little slide here because I want and I feel that it will impact you and help you out. I have an outline and I do also try and flow with what's going on also at the same time, right? This is the cash flow quadrant. Every single person on the sound of my voice will create income on the left or the right side of the cash flow quadrant. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you're doing in life. All of that boils down to you're either going to be an employee, or you're going to be self-employed. Both of those are excellent options, but they are limited by you exchanging your time to create that cash flow. And once again, nothing is wrong with any side of this cash flow quadrant. It's just different. They're different mindsets, right? There are different advantages to both. We just talked about mindset. We talked about challenging that mindset. And then we also talked a little bit about there's opposites, right? How the wealthy are doing things, right? And how the middle class are doing things, right? So this draws a line in the sand for you also and just makes you more aware. When you leave this live stream today, tonight, this afternoon, you will create income on the left or the right side of the cash flow quadrant. You will, because these are the 4 legal ways that people create income. Now, as an employee or sole proprietor or self-employed, you will exchange time for creating income. No doubt about it. There's no way around it. That's what that system is designed to do. Now, if you slide over to the other side of the cash flow quadrant with the B and the I, and Mr. Robert Kiyosaki is the author pretty much and the creator of this chart that's so simple. I love to keep things as simple as possible, sort of simple, right? Now, if you move over to the business side and the investor side, you'll be able to create wealth. Why is that? Because both of those sides, you tap into either a system where you're connecting with other people, or you're connecting with information, right? Or you're using your money to create more money. It just so happens that with our Wealth Builders Worldwide system and Gold Standard Partners that we're connected to, you can operate on both sides of the cash flow quadrant on that right-hand side where wealth is built. You can operate as a business owner if you choose to, which is you are participating in a system that helps you create income, and you're connecting other people to that system actively if you decide to do that. Or you can just hang out on the I side of the quadrant and have your money go to work and create more money. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of different success principles. One of them in this book talks about creating income and making that income go create more income, and having the generations of those incomes, like those babies, go make more babies, go make more babies, and you get all of this income, you get all this money going to work for you. It's a beautiful thing. Passive residual income, right? And another great thing that Robert Kiyosaki says about that I quadrant is I is also for insider, somebody who knows some information ahead of time. And I'm sharing with you how to tap into being an insider with GS Partners. It's actually free to join. All right, it's free to join GS Partners, and you can literally connect with whoever's sharing this content with you and get that free registration completed and start tapping into creating passive income, and more importantly, shifting that mindset, exposing that mind to some other thoughts so that you can start moving in the direction of what wealthy people do. I'll give you an example. Wealthy people move their money towards themselves. Wealthy people are moving money towards themselves. Wealthy people are amassing assets, not liabilities. What is the difference? Liabilities move money away from you. Assets brings money to you, especially passive residual income, right? That's one of the major differences that the wealthy are consistently doing. One of my business partners is financially free, has been free for almost 8 years. He said that he was trying to invest himself broke. He said he was trying to invest himself broke. That means he was trying to acquire and amass so many assets that he puts himself in a cash flow problem, right? So you guys will get that later on. But man, I'm telling you, that's just being exposed to a different mindset over time. It's going to rub off on you, okay? So we're talking a little bit about Free Guy. We're having a little fun talking about that sci-fi/action movie, right? Or Mr. Ryan Reynolds. Me and my son enjoyed it. It was very good. I enjoyed it. I laughed. It was good stuff, right? But one of the things that I drew from it also, like Mr. Best always says, there's inspiration. There's things that you could glean from everything that you're exposed to. And I just saw that that mindset was there, and that mindset got shifted and challenged. The character's routine got shifted and challenged, and it opened up his mindset to different possibilities. And I want to share that with you. And I hope and I know that someone under the sound of my voice, their mindset will be open based on the conversation we just had just a few moments ago. All right. So thank you for hanging out with me today, tonight, this afternoon. We will see you on the next live stream. And before I leave, I want to invite you out. Once again, I mentioned having and being surrounded by positive people, positive books, positive environment, right? To help shift and challenge that mindset, to help you go in the positive direction, right? So let me go ahead and invite you. You want to get back with me or the person sharing this content with you, and you want to be part of this live event. Why do you want to be part of this live event? Because once again, you're going to be exposed to some successful individuals from all different walks of life that are tapping into what we're doing with Gold Standard Partners and what we're doing with our Wealth Builds Worldwide community. You'll hear live success stories. You'll hear live people talk about their experiences. And I'm telling you right now, hearing live people's experiences will shift your mindset. Woo! They will. Oh my gosh. All right. So I can't wait. This event happens tonight or later on today or tomorrow, just depending where you're at in this world. And Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is called the main event. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss it. You want to get back with the person sharing this content with you so that you can get the free login information. It is password protected. You see the link there. It is at goldrocks.info, but it is password protected. So get back with the person sharing this content with you. If that person is me, go ahead, get your free registration completed right here on y1income.com. That's scrolling at the bottom of your screen. But if someone else is sharing this content with you, get back with that person so that we can go ahead and get you set up so that you can move towards a better mindset and tap into being the free guy or the free girl for your family, okay? Taking the correct pill, like we talk about in the Matrix, opening up your mind to what's possible and allowing us to help and support you during that time of transition as you move out of that old mindset into a whole new mindset that will give you more options and more opportunities. I don't know what your dream is, but we're here to support that golden dream. It could be financial freedom, could be time freedom, it could be retiring early, it could be spending time with the family members. We don't know what that is, but we're here to support that goal for you, right? So thank you guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on the next live stream. You have a good day, night, afternoon. We'll see you soon.